Hello and welcome to today's free trading video and market analysis. I'm your host, Kenny, Senior Research Analyst with the MiniAnalyst.com. The first thing we're going to look at here is a chart of the market. This should be the mini S&P 500 futures contract. Actually, this is a chart of the daily. We'll go ahead and look at the cash market. Wow, what an amazing run we've had. This, of course, is the first day of July 2011. Wow, what an impressive blast. Now, we, of course, knew and mentioned several times in this space that the be-all, end-all, mother of all key trend following support resistance measures was coming into the market at 1260. Now, we had been bearish, I guess, below 1340. Maybe I'd have to go back and look. 1320 to 1340 were definitely bearish below. But we mentioned the support, the be-all, end-all was right there. Lo and behold, we just get a beautiful come down and test of the 1260 mark. And then we even get a slightly higher low, I should say. Just 1 week later, in this, we see a minuscule two-bar reversal setup, followed by a mid-level, we'll call it ET sell signal, but certainly with this monstrous level of support. Now, we expected a bounce, certainly from 1260 to 1300 or so. We definitely had been expecting that, but what we didn't expect was the blast that we got, the continuation move, the immediate gratification and confirmation of the new bull trend, if you will. If you look at it, the market is 50% bullish here, 20% bullish, 30% bullish. Full all-out bullish bias is the case from a trend following perspective. Price technical perspective, a close above the high of this day, which the high was 1298.61. We got the close on the 29th, 1307.41, and certainly that was 1 day above our key measure of support. But given all this support, definitely it was likely that the market would continue higher, and given the close above the high, the swing high, we got the continuation moving. Man, everyone else recognized the same pattern, and the blast has been absolutely impressive. Here we are. So, where do we go now? Okay, that's what's happened. Excuse me. Where do we go now? Well, obviously, we're back at very strong resistance. Now, we don't have the be-all, end-all trend following support resistance measures, but we have very strong resistance, very strong horizontal technical resistance right here at 1340. So this is the pivotal point. The market really doesn't have much further to go from this point. Obviously, if you just look at the price bars, you can see the extension of the range, and it's just less than likely to continue higher. We might get an outside spike to 1360, but no longer should you be buying this move. You definitely wanted to be buying down at 1260, not at 1340. So that's a quick look at the daily chart on the market. Actually, we'll look at this beautiful. We talk about this every single video. Talk about the MRS-EM. Look at this, and of course, it made $4,000 on the short side. We had actually been bearish on the market, the U.S. stock market. $4,000, had a bit of a hiccup right here, lost about, I don't know, 1,000 or so, and then goes back to the long side. 954 is the long side. We're now at 992. $3,800, another $3,800. This thing has ridden the entire move. Just cannot stress how awesome that is to see such beautiful trading from this system to continue. And it's just really impressive, and definitely a serious component of many of our portfolios. Certainly the matte black. It's actually the be-all, the only swing of the MSA Ultimate. Now, of course, we often reference MSA UDT, but the MSAU itself doesn't have the swing system, or does have the swing system, MRSEM. So sorry about the nomenclature, but you'll get the hang of it. The more videos you watch and people you talk to, and certainly the brokers, will make you more comfortable. But definitely a key component of the actually, it's not our top three portfolios: MSAU DT, which doesn't have this, and Delta DTS, and the Master. So really, this amazing. We'll actually go ahead and pull up the. There we are buying something else because you heard that. Look at that beautiful equity curve. I mean, it just keeps on going and going and going. Back in October, we're at 65,000. This is after slippage and commissions have been deducted, about $20 a round turn. Right back up to $20,000 in the last 9 months or so per contract, and we're sitting. That does not include the current trade, where we're sitting on, if we look at it detailed, another $3,500, as you can see, the long that we're currently sitting on. So these are only book trades, and here we are long another $3,800. Just a beautiful trade for, again, the MRCM, which we talk about every single video. So we're going to keep on moving. Here's a key component of the master. Now the thing about the master is it doesn't trade that often, but when it does, it's usually right on the money. And as you can see, 2 days ago, again, it was right on the money. If you look at the this is the Russell version of the master. We call it the Evo. $30,000 in just excuse me, 2 years and 3 months. We can actually go over and look at the Evo EM as well, and we'll pull that up. And again, this is of course after slippage and commissions, live trading, 55,000. Same, or actually, I'm sorry, that's 5 years and 3 months. But definitely has been a very impressive system, particularly Evo EM. As you can see, $151 per trade, average trade profit. So we're going to continue to go ahead and scroll down through. So that's the master, and whoa, look at this EMD 060. This is actually was recently developed, I don't know, within the last 6 months. You talk about taking advantage of some money-making opportunities. Look at these trades that in this system. It's just been absolutely incredible. And there you see, actually that's equity curve, $30,000 looks like. Over the past few days. Let's see where we're at. Look at that, $750, $750, $750, $750, $750. Ooh, we had quite a few losers there, though, prior. So that's always a great opportunity to take advantage. Whenever you see a series of losses in a row, particularly 4 or 5, you definitely want to put money in the system. Here's our ESM 30. Unfortunately, it's the only bit of bad news. Unfortunately, the ESM 30 not really participating. There's R2K Day Trader 60. Look at beautiful win in another win today. Actually long at 31.50. So another $600 per contract today. That's a key component of a lot of our models. But look at this ESM 30. Unfortunately, missed the entire move that we've seen. Actually went to the long side, but just exited. Well, I guess you could call it a little bit early. That's definitely an early exit. Wow, that's pretty impressive. So we'll go ahead and look at that equity curve. Speaking of impressive, there you go. That's an impressive equity curve. Maximum drawdown is, of course, $25,000. You're trading up to 8 contracts. This is easily a $50,000 account. Well, margins 8. Really, you could trade it with $30,000. You can trade this model with $30,000, still withstand the maximum drawdown. You got to be prepared to at least lose $25,000, or historically at most. The average drawdown is probably about 10, 12, maybe about half of that. But $30,000 with this, take this, add in margin requirements of $500 a contract, up to 8 contracts, $30,000, you make it $253. And well, that's actually since 2002. So that's going back to 2002, 8 years, 9 years or so. So about $25,000 a year, maybe a little bit, about $25,000 a year. So you had a $30,000 account. Yeah, you may lose $25,000 historically speaking. Let's look back at that. You know what? Let's look at the little more recent history, actually. $101,000, that was the drawdown right there. The nasty late 07, early 08 was the only hiccup. So if you pull up the average drawdown, take a look at this. We'll go and look at a little more recent data. Same trading model. We're going to pull up more recent, this last little run. Now, of course, we had been talking about this in several videos, an amazing system. Look at it's over the last 2.5 years. You didn't have to have $30,000. That's just to accommodate one little errant move in the last 10 years that happened over a 6-month time frame. In actuality, you have to look at, now this trades 6 contracts, I'm not sure the difference there, but looking at a maximum of 6 contracts, $3,000 in margin, add that to the maximum historical drawdown over the last 2.5 years, you could literally trade this system with up to 6 contracts for $10,000. That is no joke. That is unbelievable that you could put to work $10,000 in risk capital, 10 to 20% of your total portfolio, $10,000 into this trading model, and make in 2.5 years $78,000, $77,000 on a $10,000. So that's what 400% per year. Just absolutely. If you're interested in this model, this actually isn't in any of our portfolios. Obviously, it did. It was only a bit of bad news. Not bad news. Not like it was riding an entire loss. You know what? I take that back. I have misspoken. You know why? This is actually a swing version. So you have to have a little bit more money. Let's say $30,000 to trade this, because if you're holding 6 contracts overnight, maintenance margin alone would be about $18,000. $20,000, so you definitely want to have some drawdown room as well. Now, of course, the average exposure is not 6 contracts. That's the most. The average exposure is probably about 3. And the maximum drawdown is not the average drawdown. The average drawdown is much less. But even looking at the maximum drawdown, you have, what, $6,000 for a maximum drawdown. $25,000 historically. But if you take out just that little blip over time, particularly over the last 3 years, $5,700 drawdown. So you're looking at about $25,000 you could trade this system. If you're interested, certainly go to the website, chat with the support team, ask an analyst, or shoot us an email to admin@MiniAnalyst.com. Definitely can get you involved in this. It trades the ES. Liquidity is not much of a concern. But we're going to move on. We're looking at actually a blank screen. Why are we looking at a blank screen, Kenny? We don't need to be looking at that. So, this is yesterday. This is over 107 days. This is the performance of the aforementioned portfolios. Top 3, MSA, UDT, Delta, DTS, and Master. They're coming in with the top 3. Here's how they did. Look how we've done over the last 4 days. Average gain for the MA primary portfolios in the futures markets, 30% has been the average gain. I take that back. Over the top 3 portfolios, average gain for all the MA portfolios, I think, is 18%, 18 point something percent for the last few days, 4 days, actually. This week, the final week of the quarter, of the month, has been pretty impressive for the MiniAnalyst.com. Just adding on to our gains, actually looking at 31.4%. Delta, that's actually the Delta B. That's closed. MapDT, the venerable MapDT, that's closed. Delta DTS is open and available to subscribe. $4,000. This portfolio is what, $800 for a quarter? And if you buy 2 quarters, you get 2 additional quarters at no additional charge. So you get a year for the price of 2 quarters, like $1,600. That's like a little over $100 that's $100 a month to access this portfolio to achieve these type of gains. This type of a gain. $4,120 is the gain the portfolio has made over the last week. Now, of course, you can actually, as mentioned, this trades 9 contracts, only day trade. DT, day trade, DT, day trade. Only day trading. So you can actually trade this with margin, about $4,500 in margin, and give you about $5,000 in drawdown experience, which is probably the average drawdown, $5,000. So you could literally trade this portfolio with $10,000. Now, of course, that, again, as we've mentioned so often in the space, bumps up not only this number, 27%, to, what, 40%? But this number as well. Delta DTS goes from 93% at the top 2 spot to, well, 130 some odd percent. Or 140% for the Delta DTS. $800, you can actually get a year and save $2 around turn and commission. Absolutely amazing opportunity. If you're sitting on the sidelines waiting to get involved, this is a portfolio we would definitely recommend. We recommend it every single week when we do these videos. And here's another $4,000 this week, putting the total over the last 107 days to $14,000 essentially, and you can actually trade it with $10,000. So if you're interested in that portfolio, full automation, you don't have to do anything. It's the futures market. It's full automation futures trading. All you have to do is have an account with one of our primary brokers, 3 of the largest in the nation. The broker will set up everything and oversee the execution to make sure everything runs smoothly. It does run smoothly. knock on wood, has for about 5 years. The software is incredible, near instant execution. Now, of course, I must mention on these figures, there is no slippage or commission taken out, but we've done tests showing that sometimes you'll get favorable fills to the plus side, as many as you might get on the downside. When we talk about the systems, when we look at TradeStation, the charts, those do deduct slippage and commission of $20 round turn. When you go to the website, right there, when you go to the website, you look at portfolios, or you look at, let's say you look at the MSA UDT. When you look at these portfolios, these also $588 for a quarter, and you're trading what? 6 contracts for $588. That's $100 a contract for 3 months. It's $33 a month per system, per contract. That is insane. Everyone else is $200 per contract, per system. These numbers do deduct. These numbers deduct $26. This is what we've always used, $26. On TradeStation, we use 20 just for our metrics. $26. These are the trades that TradeStation sends out. This is the returns, deducting $26 per round turn for slippage and commission. There's the MSA UDT if you want to take a look back over how it's done since December of 08. There you go. Yeah, 08 was a pretty good year. But we're still making money. So, if you guys have any questions, as mentioned, feel free to go to the website. There it is right there. And subscribe to there. That's what you want to do. Delta DTS. You can do the MSA UDT as well. Certainly, Matt Black's $100,000 portfolio. You get the version 5.0. That's the latest version. I mentioned the MABDT was closed. I believe that it's closed. Looks like you may still be able to get involved. TTTHR, MSA UDT, DDT DTES, QTrader, and certainly Delta DTS. Any of these portfolios available to you. So, hope you enjoyed it. Hope you guys have a great 4th of July weekend. For those of you international, hope you're enjoying your time as well, trading. And we will see you next time.